Okay.
Yeah.
One more last question Nadi, from our viewers, and before we move on to our own question, right?
Yep. Correct.
Hmm.
A bit one. Okay. Meanwhile, from
Mana dia? Soalan.
Azri Ziswandi. Hi, Wan Kuzain. What is
Ah,
your advice to the... Oh, okay. Actually, this question we wanted to ask at the very end, but since he asked, number one, kids who loves to play football from age 8 to 10 years old. So you want to know your advice for young kids. And then second, parents who has kids age between 8 to 10 years old from your point of view as kids who like to play football. So you get it?
Yeah. I would say when you're, that age, especially when you're not a teenager yet, the best thing that you could do is just play as much football as you can. Play as much football as you can, want to learn as much as you can, be wanting to learn as much as you can. And also don't forget that you can make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes, and you should look forward to making mistakes, because the only way you can learn is if you make mistakes. So I'd say at that age is just, have fun as much as possible, play as much football as possible, and, just try to learn. Try to learn as much as you can.
All right. Talking about that, I just want to touch a bit serious topic where here in Malaysia, when I realized, I don't know, maybe Kieran realized it or not, most of the parents, I'm not saying all, at that early young age, 10, 11, when they are playing, even a simple social tournament, but I see the parents are pressuring too much. Some parents, I'm not saying
yeah.
all,
Yeah.
parents are pressuring too much, parents are scolding them and so on. So how do you see this? How your dad actually handle that when you were at that age?
Yeah, I think, there's a couple ways, you can go about it really, but a lot that's not just in Malaysia, that's kind of everywhere in the world. Not just football, it's every sport really. You have the what they call here like the helicopter parents,
No, helicopter.
Oh,
where they're always like around. Yeah, it makes sense. But
yeah.
yeah, um, yeah, I mean, it's, it just kind of depends. In one way, if, your parent is always, yelling at you and whatnot, it makes you tougher for when you do get older. And a lot of times when you're playing a sport as a kid, you don't even know if you want to do that the rest of your life. Like, for a lot of these 8 to 10-year-old kids, they say they want to be a footballer, but in the next couple of years, they're gonna say, "I want to be a rapper," or "I want to be,
Yeah.
I want to be this or that." So you can't really be hard on someone that is only doing it for fun, is only doing it to be with his friends, is only doing that to get out of the house. So I think there's a fine line between how hard you can be and just letting your kid be having fun. And on the other
Yeah.
end, you can say, if you don't shout at your kid, if you don't really say anything to your kid, your kid can also be like, well, my parents don't care what I do.
Yeah. You
My
got a point
parents
there.
don't my parents don't care about if I score, if I play bad, if I do this. So I think there's differences to each, and each to its own. There's not necessarily a right way to go about it, but for me, it's just kind of like, just let them do their thing at that age. Let them have fun.
Exactly.
Let them be them. They're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna score goals. They're gonna be kids at the end of the day. No one's perfect. They're gonna make mistakes. So, for me, just let them play. Let them do their thing.
Yeah, good
The
one.
parents just want to, snap some photos with the trophies and all that, put it up on
Yeah.
Facebook. That's about it. That's why they were
Yeah.
shouting at the kids. You run the ball, kiss the ball, wait,
Yeah.
go and get the ball.
No,
Stuff
but when
like
I
that.
was when I was younger, and when it was not even my parents, but let's say other parents try to yell at me from like the opposing team or whatever, like,
Other parents. Okay.
yeah, like not even like on the same team, but you know how
Yeah.
parents on like opposite
Yeah.
teams try to tell the kid, tackle him or whatnot.
Yeah.
Man, I used to love that. I used to want that. Like when I was a kid, that was the best thing that you could possibly do. Like have the
Okay.
other parents yell at me, because then I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna show off. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win this game. I I can remember, this is when I was a little older, but like U13, U14 year, um we have this thing in America where like club, it's still club, like your academy, but at the end of the year, it's kind of like a big tournament, like a nationals. I don't know what, like kind of like, yeah, it's like every country, they have like tournaments, and then there's like all the best teams come to the tournament at the end of the year and play for, who's going to be the best of that year. And I was in that tournament. It was just regionals, so like all the Midwest teams. And we were in a pretty close game with like one of the other really good teams in the area. It was the finals, and we were tied 1-1. The other team scores to make it 2-1. There's like 5 minutes left in the game, and these parents throughout the whole game were just talking so much, like the whole game. Like they were saying we were so bad, we don't deserve to be in the finals, blah, 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 whatever. And their team was really good. So they, were pretty confident that they were going to win. And I think it was like a minute left. I got the ball in the middle. I dribbled, I shot it. I scored, and out of nowhere, so this was like a regular football field, and there was no bleachers, no stands, no nothing. So all the parents were on the sideline with like chairs. Yeah. So I was at the far end of the goal, and that's where I shot it. I was like in the box when I shot it, and out of nowhere, I didn't even think, like, it was just adrenaline or something. The first thing I did, I scored, I started running, I ran all the way to the half line of the field, the middle of the field where all the parents were, and I just hushed them. I just shushed them like this. I was just staring at them like this, and they kept talking. But man, that was like the greatest feeling ever to do that. To make matters worse, like I just remember doing that, and then I don't even know, like I didn't even think, and I just did that, and I was like, yes, like just shut up. Like that was my thing, just shut up. To make matters worse, we ended up losing that game in overtime. So we lost like 2-2. And then after the game, their parents was like, shh, back to me. So, pretty much, I got what I deserved, pretty much. But man, during that time, that was like the greatest feeling ever, being able to do that. So yeah.
This part of experience, I guess.
Yeah.
Very good experience.
Yeah, it's like I didn't think, I don't know what came to my mind. It was just, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and it was crazy.
Right. Okay, kepada anda menonton, terima kasih banyak-banyak. Ini Wan Kuzain dari Kansas City, USA. Dan thank you for all the questions here yang tengok di sini, yang bagi pada kami personally, yang WhatsApp lah, apalah bagai-bagai lah, sengat dekat sini kan.